Hello everybody, welcome to our fabulous new web launch of Rainy Days for Two Red Robins, and this is our die collection that I'm going to be demoing for you. I've got a few samples that I want to share. Sometimes we talk about, having the wow factor and having wow samples. I just wanted to show you this one because the super simplicity of it is just beautiful and literally anybody can do this. So let's have a look. Let me just show you. Look how beautiful is that. So it's a layer of card, and it is Irene. Irene's done these ones for us. Has overlapped her circle, so it's over the edge. And then all she's done is put those lovely little detailed of those daisies and things on the inside edge. Matte and layered it so you can see that faux shadow that we've got going on and put with love on it. It cannot get any easier than doing that. But isn't that super effective? It's one of my, I just love that. It just, the simplicity of it is wonderful. Then we also have, I love this as well. Now, when would you not ever want to use your glazes and things like that? Now that's flaring. I'm just going to tip it. We have got on here, it's like let me just, there. Can you see all that texture in the background? That is the actual little glaze drops. So the glaze drops has been put onto the image or the acetate, and then it's been stuck down. So we've got this lovely little huddle for family. Reminds me of what it's like at the moment, isn't it? We've got lots of rainy days and the weather is all over the place. So this is a super cute bundle, but it is very of what the current situation is. They're all stood under their umbrella with their raincoats on. So that's another one of my favourites. So using your glazes is going to be a really fun way of working with and making your actual projects. So let's show you the boards. Let me move that one out of the way. On this one, you get that lovely scene, okay? So you get the scene, you also get it cut into, okay? So you get the dies with the wibbly lines, as we like to call them, and you build back in that scene, which is lovely. Then we get, oh, look at him splashing in the water. And remember, you get the double-sided as well. So you can cut them double-sided. So our lovely little characters splashing in the rain with his umbrella and his fabulous welly boots. So that's our storm. Then we've got that water droplet, but not just one. We get in several sizes, being able to build it up as well. But remember, it might be splashing up, but it can also be falling down. So if I rotate that down, that water's falling downwards as well, okay? So there's lots of ways of being able to use this. Don't just think of it as a splashed puddle along with the little droplets, and that is splashing about. Then we have those daisies that I spoke about, and they're really nice, subtle pastel colours on this, which are just beautiful. Then we have, look at these. They're snuggling under the umbrella, and we've got the little, he's proper grumpy. Did not want to be out in the rain. Look at him. He's not under the umbrella. But you can really hear the characters talk on this one, can't you? So that's the drizzles. Then we've got to have an umbrella. But you don't have to use it this way up. Remember, swap it around and change it. Okay. And then here is the scene built up. So we've got the actual flat scene, the printed scene in the background. We've got the lovely little house, and then we've got the extra layers that it all builds up. So we've got all this that we can tuck all those characters in. Then this is where you can take it, okay? Lovely. So we've got the umbrella, we've got water splashing everywhere, everybody's walking in puddles. But I've done the board as a kind of a nod to a triptych. Now a triptych is the three pieces. Sometimes you have one image and you cut it into three, or you can do it like this, okay? And one thing that I want to share with you, in the background you can you see this line here? I wanted to spotlight some elements, so I chose to cut out some card like this. I've made myself two masks. Well, I've made a mask and an aperture. okay, like a stencil. That one, I laid it down and actually inked around it to spotlight what was going on here, and it almost kind of brought on a view of a rainbow. But on the other two, I went the opposite way round. So I used the stencil element instead, inked on the inside just lightly, and that has given me, again, a different spotlight, but it's given me the negative rather than the positive side of it. So I just wanted to share that with you because I am actually going to use it and show you. So that is our fabulous, lovely Rainy Days collection. Now, moments ago, it feels like moments ago, I created in Minecraft Studio a background, okay? So you can actually go on, watch the video and actually create this background with me. Now, I actually wanted to do this, again, moving forward, of creating that spotlight on an element, okay? You can still put this on here. We can still use the elements and spotlight extra pieces, or use the mask instead. But I've created an image within another image, okay? And it is super fun to do, but you also get this beautiful texture on there as well. So if you go on to our Highlight Crafts YouTube and look for the Minecraft Studio element, that's where you'll find me creating this particular backing paper. So what are we going to do with it? Just also talking about backing papers, very simple, scene. And I've brought on this transparent layer. There's two transparent layers on this one striped and one is this one. But how wonderful, it just makes it very more of a vintage feel. Okay, so that one is even easier than this one if you wanted to do something a little bit more simple. So here we have that technique that I was talking about. So this is from the reflections. So I've cut it out. I've laid that on top like so, got my brush, and I've just gently inked around all of it, nice and gentle, and then moved my image away. And you can see there's a real faint shadow here as well, all the way around. Now that is going to be wonderful for me to then sit a character in there, because it's almost like it's through a looking glass, isn't it? So that is how you can then obtain that. But we can still use it on here if we wanted to. But this is the pretend version, let's say. So let me get out my little elements and my little characters, including my little grumpy friend. Oh, he's not happy, is he? Bless him. So let's chop off his welly boots. Sorry, everybody. I've just said about my grumpy friend, and Andrew has just said, well, I'm not down there. You're not grumpy, Andrew. Stop it. You're not grumpy. Only sometimes. So I've just mat and layered that one together and decoupaged him up a little bit, just because I want to fill his feathers out. Look, he's really miserable. Look at his little grumpy face. Not happy about being out in the rain. Now, the thing I love about the two red robins is this is the normal die. Da-da-da. How have you done that? Look at that. Because this is the reversed reflection. Now, the reverse reflections are super easy to work with. Here's the reverse reflection. Score down that black line and fold it in half. Okay. Once you've folded on that black line, you try to get it a little bit, it can be, but it's easier to score. So it's better if you score it. You can do it this way. I kind of got it where it needs to be. Lay your die on top. Now, there is a right and a wrong side to this, because the die will only go on one way, because obviously the other side is the opposite. So if you're putting your die on and you're thinking it won't fit, just flip the paper over. And when I do the reverse reflection like this, I always print it on 140, because when you actually then cut this out, it's 280 GSM. and the standard weight we normally use is only 250. So even by doing this, you know, it's better when you're doing your double-sided to print on 140. Just a little tip for you. So I want to use both of my little characters that are facing each other. I'm going to put a little bit of tape on here, like so. And I want the big family, but for the big family, I'm just going to trim down and take the welly boots off of one of them, like this. And then we're going to have them stood within this lovely little, almost like a bubble. It could be a raindrop. I bet if I went hunting for long enough on Minecraft Studio, there's probably a raindrop on there that I could have used. So let's take the paper off of this, pop that on there. And I've not actually cut this down to actually make into a card yet, because I'm not sure about the placement of all my characters. So once I've got everybody situated where I want them to be, because on this one I've got the bridge, yeah, so I'm going to sit them, or stand them, let's say, on the bridge. So this is, okay, it made me smile when I thought about this, that for holiday photo of the family, and you've all gone away and you're all standing together for the typical holiday photo picture, the image with all your coats, raincoats and things on. So it just made me, this is like a snapshot of the life of when you go on holiday here in sunny England. So they're all stood along that bridge like that within this bubble. And then I'm going to bring in, because we have to have a little bit, let's bring in the florals too. Keep everybody smiling. Oh, blockage. Oh, come on. There we go. And I'm just going to tuck those in, and I'm going to mirror where I've actually placed them on here, okay? Did have a little bit of card somewhere that had got, oh, I've thrown it away. Well, let's just, I'll have to do a clean up. I was trying to avoid this, but I am just going to have to do it. And we'll clean up after. Move my other carrot. In fact, I'm going to put another little one of him on, because he can't be on holiday on his own with all this grumpy lot. So, like so. So, very typical family on holiday. Like that. The kids are in front. All these stories that you tell yourself, because you know you've all done this. Okay, so what is the story about this family? Let me think. Okay. So this family, bless them, are camping. They've gone camping. Where can they be? They're in Devon or Cornwall or somewhere. And they were given that it was going to be really nice weather. We've all learned that before, haven't we? Sadly, it's not as nice as what they were suggested it was going to be. So let's add in the flowers. Now, when we do this, all I'm doing is mirroring the two areas where I actually put the flowers into, but also I'm putting the height back in, okay, and balancing the image. And then I've got, might put a bit more of that in yet. Let's see. I need my tape. A little bit of tape. Both lots of big splashy puddles, like so. And this is where, when I show you at the end, I'll show you the board again. So we've got the big splashy puddle, like so. And then another one on the other side, Oops. Meet that up just like that. So there we have a lovely little family holidaying in England, as is the typical weather that we have here. And that's a scene within the scene. And I just wanted to be able to share that with you. So it's almost like a spotlight, but it's a pretend spotlight. So if you want to know where the backing paper to choose this, remember to log on to Highlight Crafts YouTube and look for the MCS, and that's where I share how to create that with you. And then also thank you for joining me for this lovely little bit of inspiration for our new 2 Red Robins launch of Rainy Days. Thank you. Bye.
If you would like to see more from Highlight Crafts, make sure you click the like button. Subscribe by clicking the subscribe button below, and click the bell icon to receive notifications on all our future content. You can also click here to see our latest video, or click here to see more videos like this one.